Last night of your time, we spoke about the idea of downloads, and we will reiterate a few points briefly because there is connection between the idea of download and take action. We spoke about the idea of the communion between the higher self as it downloads to the physical brain, which then transmits to the physical mind information. And we reminded you that the higher mind conceives, the brain receives, the physical mind perceives. And we talked about the mechanism by which that occurs, involving the pineal gland and the neurochemical transmitters it creates, in order to facilitate that connection between higher non-physical mind through the physical brain into the personality construct. Now, the reason why we remind you of the idea of the download and all the information that comes through the conduit of imagination, inspiration, and communion with the higher mind is that the idea is a two-part process. Downloading is the first part, but taking action is the second part. Once again, by analogy, you can liken it to the idea of electricity, in the sense that if you are receiving information, if you are receiving inspiration, if you do not actually flow that information through you, apply it by physical action in your physical reality, then there is really no point in the continuation of the downloading of information. If you do not flow it through you, you have short-circuited its ability to be applied in physical reality, and therefore the download information can simply stay within you, build up within you, and the downloads, in a sense, can seem to cease. For there is no reason to pick up any more information if you haven't already used what you've been given. So it is crucial to understand that in order to really use the information, to allow more information to come through, taking action is very important in your physical reality. And of course, when we talk about taking action, as we have many times, we are referring to the idea of taking action on the things that excite you the most. Because excitement is the physical translation of the vibratory energy that represents your true self. Now, obviously there are many ways in which you can take action. And we will be discussing these today of your time. And in this discussion, we will engage some of you, specifically, personally, to apply this idea of action in your lives, in your own personal and specific situations. So in other words, if you are having any degree of difficulty in manifesting what you prefer, we can discuss in specific terms what actions might be necessary to unstick yourselves, unblock yourselves, allow that information, that energy to flow, and to create an effect of manifestation in your reality. But let us remind you, once again, of the basics of taking action. Because as we talked about when we spoke of the idea now on your planet that is labeled the secret, and we talked about the secret of the secret, is that it's all well and good to have passion about a thing, but you must also be passionate about having passion in order for it to really continue. Many people will say they are following and acting on their passion, but they give up all too easily when they do not get what they expect. The idea is that if you're not passionate about being passionate, then the idea of the passion will not be sustained. For the idea is that that which truly you are passionate about, you would never give up on. You would look for any avenue, any way, any methodology whatsoever by which to pursue that idea. Now, once again, when we talk about the idea of taking action, it is within the context of understanding that it is to be without specific expectation. You can have, for lack of a better term, the expectancy that it will bring you what you need, what you require. It will increase, accelerate, and expand your joy, your creativity, your passion. But the expectation refers to the specific way in which you might envision a thing coming to fruition. And as we mentioned last night of your time, the idea is that your physical mind does not really have the capability of knowing exactly how a thing may manifest. But it does have the capability of envisioning a symbolic manifestation in its mind, in your mind's eye, that represents the idea of that particular reality that you desire, that you prefer.